Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode 2455 and episode 2349. We have Mar-Vell Masterworks Mar-Vell Team Up Volume 2. I'm also discussing the last 13 issues for the Spectular Spider-Man. And I will be discussing the series, replacing it. And I have the chain merge playing because I really want to get this one, so I can basically get to that one later. Okay. So basically, Mar-Vell Team Up Volume 12. Volume 2, excuse me, collects issues 12 to 22 along with Daredevil 103. Yeah, they collect Daredevil 103 because apparently Daredevil 103 basically is what 12 leads into. 12 he has to team up with Wear It By Night, aka Jack Russell. Yep. While taking on a character named Moondark in his debut appearance. And then leads to Daredevil stuff, which of course teamed with him and Black Widow. It's weird they had basically Daredevil 103 turn to a Marvel team style issue, but they led into that. And then it's like right back to this book. It's all about dealing with the death of Gwen Stacy and the Green Goblin. And then in issue 13, he basically teams with Captain America to take on the Grey Gargoyle. Yep. Grey Gargoyle last appeared back in Captain America 142. His next appearance would be in Thor 259, roughly 4 years later. Oh, in the case of Wear It By Night, this issue came up between issues 8 and 9 of Wear It By Night series. Yep. Issue 14 teams up with a Submariner to take on Tiger Shark, Dr. Druckus, who apparently dies, and a bunch of fishmen. Yeah, there's one particular thing I was talking about this issue where, toward the end of the issue, where Namor is running out of water, so his best solution is to rip Tiger Shark's suit. Yep, seriously, only get some water. Yep, still beats him. And Dr. Democus is from the Submariner title. And after this Mar Team issue, his next appearance will be in the first 3 issues of Super Villain Team Up. And yes, I will be discussing those when I get to it. Yep. We also see the apparent death of the Merfish, or the Menfish. Yeah, and they actually return in a couple of issues of Submariner. They actually are last appearance in Marvel Zombies 4. Issue 15, of course, I've discussed this issue already, so moving on. 16, debut of the character Basilisk in this issue, while teaming up with, of course, Spider-Man teams up with Captain Mar-Vell. Yep, this is his debut appearance. And he shows us the very next issue where basically Captain Mar-Vell's here with Mr. Fantastic Four, and Rick Jones is here along with Basilisk, so he apparently dies in this issue, but he comes back later. In issue 47, yeah, Mole Man. His next appearance is in Incredible Hulk 189. His last appearance part of this one was in Incredible Hulk 241. Yep, Mr. Fantastic. His next appearance will be in Fantastic Four 142. In issue 18, you have basically Human Torch stepping in for an issue. We have Human Torch team with the Hulk. Yep. And the main bag of the issue is Fencer Paxton Pentecost. Yeah, he's basically like a minor villain. The next thing appears is actually an issue of Thor. And I'm thinking, wait, is this one of the Doug Moak issues? No, it's issued by Lee Wein. But yeah, I'll also take on Blastar, who next appears in, actually no. His previous appearance was in Incredible Hulk 113. His next appearance is in Humans number 1. Yep. 19, as Spider-Man team with the Ka-Zar take on Stegoron, the Dinosaur Man. Oh boy, this guy is so hilarious. Yeah. And then, of course, basically deal with his parent death. There's also a thing about, I remember there was a joke in issue 20 where you have James like, what's that rumble that's like? He looks like, oh crap, there are dinosaurs on Broadway! Yeah, that was so awesome. And, of course, teams up with the Black Panther. No Ka-Zar. Then 21, he teams up with Doctor Strange take on Xandu, who last appeared back in his debut appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 2, and this was his second ever appearance. His next appearance is in Marvel Fanfare number 6. And then issue 20. of the same series. And 21. And if you're curious, is Xandu still alive? Yes, he is. It's weird though. Like, okay, he makes his appearance and becomes a recurring character, more a fanfare. He was the Secret Defenders, and his last appearance was in Punisher War Journal number 4. Yeah, it seems quite strange for him to do that, but that's basically what it is with him. And finally, we have Spider-Man team up with Hawkeye taking on Quasimodo, who last appeared back in Amazing Adventures 14, and his next appearance would be in Fantastic Four 202. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention who does the writing and artwork for these issues, and what time period they came out in. So, these issues came out in the time period of August 1973, and we have the final issue, 22, come out in June 1974. The writing here is mostly done by all the issues in this book by Lee Wein. He co-does the writing here, which are coming issue 12. Steve Gerber does the Daredevil issue. Gail Kane does most of the artwork here, except for like a handful of issues. He does issues 13, 14, 16, 19. Russ Aldridge does 12 and 15. And Sal Buscema does 20, 22. And Don Heck does the artwork for the Daredevil issue. Really good Marvel team up book. Love it. Give this book a 10 out of 10. Next up we have is, if I can find it here. Next up we have is Spectular Spider-Man issues 184 to 196. Yep, the final 13 issues for the series. 184 is the aftermath issue for the Child Within story arc. When
I was 11, I picked stuff.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's basically him. Well, mostly put this kind of wraps the whole thing with Harry. He gets sort of in the way arrested by. He gets sort of taken into custody, but he comes back. Don't worry. Yeah, we still continue with the whole thing with Vermin in this one, and then 185 where he teams up with the Frogmen. Yes, seriously, to take on the Terrible Two, which is Walrus and White Rabbit. And White Rabbit has got herself a Rabbitmobile. I'm not kidding about that. 186 to 188 is basically funeral arrangements. Yeah, it's a 3-part story arc here that deals with sort of a follow-up to something that happened in Amazing Spider-Man, where in the storyline, The Return of Sinister Six, Vulture murdered basically May Parker's boyfriend at the time. I think his name was Norman. Nathan, I think it's yeah. Basically, this is basically her trying to basically move past it. That's mostly what exactly what this is. And also, Vulture kills one of his business partners in this issue, in issue 186. It's a really strange story arc for what it is, but moving on there. 189 is basically 30th anniversary, and of course, this is sort of basically, this is the issue where Harry gets put away, and Harry's son hates Spider-Man for this. Yep, hates Spider-Man for this. He gets arrested. And throughout the next few issues, Dr. Ashkoff is trying to help him. And in the course of 190, we see turn of the Rhino, who last appeared back in. No, that's not it. Like, sometimes we basically have to click on some stuff. Here we go. Let's see. His last appearance was back in Marvel Superheroes 10. Next appearance will be a couple issues of Cage. Yeah, it's like they threw him in here just because. Also, you have Nocturne make her debut in this issue. Well, and she's known as Angela Carn. She comes Nocturne in the annual. And then, well, annual 12, which I'm skipping over that because I discussed that already. And then we have Eyes the Puma. Puma makes a return in the book. First time he last appeared back in Marvel Presents 44. And this basically, Eye of the Puma. I think it's a 3-part story arc where Spider-Man basically kind of almost like renewing their rivalry with each other, mostly. Yeah, and Puma's next appearance will be in Amazing Spider-Man 395 as stuff related to the Clone Saga. And then comes 94 to 96. Basically, it's called Death of the Vermin. This is where we continue the whole thing with Harry Osborn. And for some strange reason, I do not know why the heck basically that J. Mathias did this. He had Baron Zemo make a guest appearance in Spider-Man. And you're thinking, wait. Baron Zemo. He's a Captain America film. Why the heck is he in this story arc? I have no idea. Vermin supposedly dies in this story, but don't worry. He comes back in the annual. I think he's supposedly cured. But yeah, Baron Hamlet Zemo. Yeah, at one point he destroys his mass in a fire. It's kind of weird though, the fact he just randomly appears in here at the last appearance of the Avengers Annual, and the next he appears in a Flash McDuce effect, and he returns to Captain America right afterwards. It just felt as though his appearances felt very random. That's what it seems though. It seems like his appearance was very much random at best. And of course, J. Mathias is all writing here with Sal Bushman the artwork. And that's pretty much it to discuss Spectular Spider-Man. Yep. With that, I'm done reviewing Spectular Spider-Man. Okay, I'm going to give my final thoughts on the whole series. The series has some ups and downs, mostly. I'd say second volume was pretty good, with the exception of that Sin's Remember story arc, and of course, volume 3 was really good. But in the case of the original 206 2-issue volume, Alive was really good. I finally put this behind me. Yep. Just overall, a really good book. Some okay issues here and there. At least Mar-Vell gets some good writers in the book. It sometimes may end up portraying good stories there. Yep, so that's pretty much it for talking about this series. So I'm replacing it with Spider-Woman. Yes, originally I was planning on doing Web of Spider-Man to replace it, but I decided though, wanted to do Spider-Woman. I never discussed Volume 1 before, so why not? Yep, I'm going to discuss Volume 1, 3, 4, and Spider-Man Woman Origin. After I discuss all those, then I'll do Web of Spider-Man. Yep. The reason why, because the series come back really soon. Yep, it is. Yep. So yeah, that's the particular view. Next up is Barto. Okay, next video. Bye.